This video vignette is about supporting the new graduate nurse. Kelley is a new graduate nurse who has been deployed to a COVID-19 unit. Previously, she worked in a community pre-surgical clinic. The staff on the floor is worried about Kelley. She's become a bit more withdrawn and is a little bit short in her responses to them. The palliative APRN, Cecile, will check in with Kelley to make sure she has the supports she needs as a new graduate nurse and as a nurse who's providing care in these intense times of COVID-19. Hey, Kelley, I don't know if you remember me. I'm Cecile Carlson, the palliative nurse practitioner.
Yeah, hi, Cecile.
So I'm just going around to the floors to check in with our new graduate nurses because we know that they were kind of working and finishing up school and then got assigned to, floors in this COVID crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to see how things are going for you.
It's been a pretty big transition.
Yeah. Remind me where you were working before?
I was working in a pre-operative clinic.
Wow, so that's a big change in terms of having people who are pretty well ambulatory, able to have surgery, and to coming in here where this disease is really intense. People get sick quickly, and then seeing a lot of people die.
Yeah.
And the care is probably also really intense with all of the PPE and all of the trying to take care of yourself and protect yourself as well as your patients.
Yeah, it's been a pretty big transition in terms of workload and
yeah. So what are you doing to take care of yourself?
I try to talk to my friends and family every once in a while. I don't really bring up work too much because it's pretty heavy, but let's see, I try to exercise what I can, but I'm pretty tired after long shifts, and we can't really leave our houses, so there's not too much to do, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I think, just so you know, I think it's hard for everybody because with this disease, you're working in this middle of it, down on the front line, and then you go home and you're having to live under the restrictions, so you don't really get a break. I think some people are deciding that when they're away from work that they're not looking at the news or reading the newspaper or whatever because they need a break. So that's really, something to kind of think about. But I think, still having some connections and thinking about who are the people that you could talk about with this work and not is really important. Do you know that many nurses on the floor that you can talk to?
I was sort of just thrown in here, so there wasn't really a lot of time to get to know anyone on the floor very well, and now we have so much to do, and so there's not a lot of time to really develop those relationships, so I wouldn't say I'm very close with anyone.
Okay. Well, it's probably hard also because you're sort of feeling like you're learning all these new skills and maybe you don't want to bother anybody either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's pretty stressed.
So, well, I think though we need to do a better job of, trying to get you connected with some of the nurses on the floor and maybe have, somebody who can really be the resource person for you to check in with.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can help talk about that. I think the other thing is, we're trying to help people think about what are the strategies they can do within the limitations. So, for some people, as they're coming into work, they're trying to do some self-care or something like that. How do you get to work?
I walk here, yeah.
So some people are like taking extra time so they can take a longer walk. Sometimes since people are changing to scrubs anyway, they might run home. And then while they're at work, trying to think about, you don't have much time, but in order for you to take care of patients, we need you to take care of yourself. So, it's really okay to take your breaks and go off the floor to get lunch. Like that's really important for you. So trying to not feel guilty about that. Mm-hmm. But then maybe when you're going from each room, you can do something of either mindfulness or distraction. Do you know what those are?
I think so.
So mindfulness is really about kind of, closing your eyes and focusing on, an object and just breathing really deeply, in and out, and trying not to think about anything, but just kind of just breathing out that anxiety. And so some people, that's all they have time to do while they're at work, but trying to think about that, or even when you're taking breaks for whatever, just using that time to just take some time just to not think about anything and to, do a little bit of stretching or something like that. So trying to do with what we can. I also know that, we're worried about our new grads in terms of just their anxiety and all of that. And just wondering if it would be helpful if we really thought about having more people for you to debrief with.
Yeah, I think I would appreciate that.
Okay. So we have social worker and chaplaincies who we're going to think about that. But then I think I in particular want to make sure that I'm kind of trying to check in with some more of our new grads. And I think, just making sure that they stay healthy. I know that you were out sick for a couple days last week. So, we just get worried that maybe you're getting coronavirus or that, things are hard for you. So is there things that you think that we also can do to help you with some more of that stress?
Yeah, I think it's just been taking a toll on me mentally, for sure. Like, diving into this, I wasn't really prepared to see this much death, and so I think that having more people to talk to about it would be very helpful.
Well, I think the other thing we can do is to try to help you, both the floor and you, to have kind of a ritual so that either probably it wouldn't be necessarily after each death, but at least at the end of the day, a place to kind of talk about what you've seen and kind of do a little bit of a letting go of each of those patients so that you can not kind of have that buildup of all that grief.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's okay with you, I'd like to check in with you every 3 or 4 days. Is that okay? And then if I'm not around, I'll have somebody else check in with you. And then we'll work on having some of those social work and chaplaincy, maybe doing some debrief. And then maybe the other thing we can think about is having some of the new grads, be talking with each other about that. So I'll try to see if I can do that as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Cecile.
All right. Well, Kelley, you take care, and thanks for all the work that you do. We really need you, and we want you to really be starting off your career well.
Thank you.
Okay.